Now, guys, welcome to the very first live Bogeyman show. Yeah. This might also be the last live Bogeyman show. The amount of work that has gone into this. Please welcome on to stage to preview round 2 and the rest of the weekend of the PGA Championship, the 2019 one-armed world champion from Roganstown, Cian Arthurs. Cian, come on up. And from The Plugged Lie, Mark Fox. Cian, as Mark is making his way up here, have you been since we last spoke, since we last played that last round around Roganstown? That's really tough to say.
A lot of hours. No, all's good. Golf's been good. I had a decent year on the Edgar Circuit last year, so been plugging away and working hard. The handicap has not fallen anything, has actually gone back up, but it's I've noticing my game is getting a little bit stronger still. I'm hitting some good shots, so everything's been good.
Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, you obviously won the 2019 World Championships. You went on and you played again a few events in Germany in 2021. You got another win under your belt, and then after we played our game, you went off and got a slew of good results. Can you just let people know what you've been up to?
Yeah, I've been playing on the Edgar Circuit. Started with it kind of 2020 was when I got into it. So yeah, as you said, last year was kind of, I only got 2 in 2020, but last year was a good one. I was obviously I won in Germany. I was second in Italy. Top 10 in the European Championships, top 10 in France as well. I was 4th in France actually as well. So we had a string of good events, and yeah, just trying to push for some of the G4D Tour events, which is kind of the top 20 players in the world. So I would like to be up there with kind of playing alongside Brendan Lawler and the likes of them guys. So it's the way we're pushing towards at the moment, but it's going in the right direction. It's going in the right direction.
So with the G40, obviously the Irish Open are hosting an event that week as well. Is that something on your horizon that you're aiming to build towards?
Probably not this year. I think I'm gonna, even if I've got Italy actually again next month or next week. I'm flying out on Tuesday, so barring if I get a win over there, it could get me inside the top 20, and it could be an invite there. But it's probably a little bit late now in the day for getting invites to that. So I can look at towards next year and hopefully trying to push myself into that top 20, and yeah, hopefully getting a few calls to them events next year.
So would today have been a good practice round for Italy now?
How'd
you get on?
I think, me and my dad had a decent score. Now, I didn't have too many 3-pointers on the card myself, but a lot of steady 2-pointers, but he chipped in with a couple of trees. We had 42 in the end, which I thought was decent enough going, but obviously not when you it's here.
8 points shy.
Yeah, but no, listen, I really enjoyed it. As you said, it was tough for 4 or 5 holes, but once the weather broke, it was a great day, and I just thank the both of you for getting it organised and having it again. It was super.
Oh. You were on a sponsor team as well. Carstore were really good to give us the team. Tell us actually in relation, because we were out in Dubai earlier in the year and we were at the Tour Championship, and obviously the 2 tours run concurrently at that level. So literally in the morning, the Edgar Circuit is happening, while in the afternoon, Colin Morikawa is winning the DP World Tour Championship. How much of an incentive then does that give to really kind of put the bit between the teeth and say, listen, there's a lot in this for me now?
Yeah, well, that's obviously like just to be on the same playing field, playing same tees, same playing field at the same time, and meeting these guys is it's something that disabled, able-bodied, it doesn't matter what you are, you want to be. It's everyone's dream really as a golfer to be there. So it's something that obviously it's the goal, it's the incentive, and it does drive. It's what gives you that drive. You know, there's sometimes you're not feeling the best, and the golf's not being great, but things like that are in the back of my head always making me want to be there and want to do that and succeed, because that's why I want my name there. I want to be that person. I want to be playing in them.
What's needed from your side to get to that? Like, what's in your game that is really, really strong, that sets you apart?
Drives it a mile.
Well, I saw that because he hit pitch
Little
wedge into.
baby draw
Yeah.
repeatedly. Unbelievable driver draw.
And what besides from your baby draw off the tee, what else? What's needed at that level to get to? tour level.
I think in my locker I have everything that's needed. It's consistency. It's hitting the shot after shot. It's having that, putting the same swing on the club the whole and hitting the ball the same the whole time. Whereas especially in there, I've struggled for a couple of holes with the wind and just grabs the club when you're swinging with the one hand. It's stuff that you've got to really just knuckle down and work at. When the conditions are tough and times are tough, you just got to drive through it and find something that will work for you at that time. So yeah, it's just I know I have every shot that there is to have. I just need to consistently get them going. But yeah, I'm probably hitting more greens. Hitting more greens is what I would miss. But I get up and down a good bit as well, so it's not. It wouldn't be too much a term, but make more birdies. That's what I need to do, really.
Cormac's just shaking his head.
That's the secret there. Birdies.
Yeah, make more birdies.
Mark.
When he was calling out his results, and
Mark, how'd you get on today? Many birdies?
no.
Okay. Cheers. Good chat. Yeah.
I think we bogeyed the first, and then we cracked open a can because we knew it just wasn't going to go our way. So
Okay, so it was that kind of day, was it?
yeah, kind of. It was up and down. I was playing with my brother today, so he hit a few bomb drives, but
Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry. We'll get to that. So you're on this mission at the moment to break 80. Was today a bit of a write-off?
yeah, straight away off the bat. Yeah, so I've never broken 80 before, and it eats me up inside every time. And I've tried going out the night before. I've tried not going out the night before. I've tried everything, but it's a shambles. My putting isn't good. My driving's not good.
Sounds
I'm
sounds
lost.
like sounds like there's a lot of progress there.
Yeah, so I'm going to break 80 soon.
Yeah, it's when you least expected it's going to happen. In terms of, but your expertise more lie in backing who is going to win and who is going to break 80.
Yeah, you're the man that we look to for the tips that we end up.
Yeah,
We then ignore and
Fair.
get wrong and publish out to everyone.
yeah.
Fair enough. I delete the betting card if it doesn't come through, so nobody
Okay.
can ever tell.
So going into this week, obviously we know Rory kind of caught fire after or during round one at the PGA in Southern Hills. Before the event started, who were you backing? Who were you looking at? And then how has that changed after round one?
Yeah, so before the event, I was really looking at Scotty Scheffler. It's such an easy pick, but like 4 wins and 6 starts. And I said coming into the Masters, everybody was arguing that like he would just lose his form. Like it's not going to be forever. But he came into the Masters. He won the Arnold Palmer. Then he won the WGC match play, which was like 7 rounds, and then he comes into the Masters and just shoots lights out. And I just thought, he said Southern Hills is his favourite course, and I thought the stars were just aligned for Scotty Scheffler this week. Now I know he's outside the top 50 at the moment, but there's just no weakness in his game. In terms of other players I was looking at, I really thought Jordan Spieth would complete the Grand Slam. I thought he'd get it done this week. He's obviously a Texas man. He lives this is just in Tulsa, outside Texas. And he has the around the green game to compete this week. His irons have been sensational since the beginning of the year. He's turned that around, and I thought he'd have a really good chance. One other player would be Kevin Na, which was my big outsider for the week. I think he was like 100 to 1 or 125 to 1. He's a really good scrambler. I'm not sure why. I think he's like inside the top 20 in strokes gained scrambling or strokes gained around the green this year. His iron plays have been really good this year, and distance is really a prerequisite to succeed at Southern Hills. So last time I checked, he was like top 10 on the leaderboard. I'm not sure where he is now. So I was too busy making bogeys out there. So
And Jordan Spieth, have we kind of got over his pre-shot routine and the fact that it
No.
terrifies us? It's still shocking to watch.
Just
I
everybody anxiety
like it just gets to there. I'm just like, how is this man winning? Like he finished second last week. He won the RBC Heritage, but like he just looks like he's going through such difficulty when he's approaching a shot and he's doing this stupid swing, and then he goes out and he wins and he finishes runner up and he's like But Jordan's the man. He's like my favourite golfer on tour, so I can never take him down.
It's kind of like with the Rory situation where you're backing him and it's an emotional ride where you'll be playing unbelievable. He hits some stupid shot and you're just riding. You live and die by every shot he hits.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think this week is going to be huge for Rory. Like in 2014, he won a major win after he. So obviously, Rory's problem has been that his round ones have been shocking. They've been like 76, 77 every single time. I think his last 8 majors, they've all been over like 73 strokes in round one. And then he comes in this week, and in 2014, he won a major when he led after 18 holes. In 2011, he won after holding the 18-hole lead in the US Open. And obviously this week, he's holding the 18-hole lead. He has all the ability there. It's just sometimes it's between his head. Like we saw him in Dubai and we saw him in Abu Dhabi. He had a chance to come down the back 9 on Sunday. And he didn't blow it, but like in Dubai, like he hit that 3-wood into the water. So he just needs to compete on the back 9.
There was someone who told me, and I won't tell who it was, that he
But you'll
was
point.
There are cameras.
he was speaking to someone and said that he is playing more freely than Michael Bannon has said he's playing more freely than he's ever seen him, and that was plainly evident yesterday, though, in fairness.
100%. And I think the big thing for Rory as well is like I mentioned, distance isn't a prerequisite to succeed this week. So he doesn't feel the need to go out and hammer driver 320 yards or 330 yards. He can kind of just play to those creeks that have been reinstated in the course by Gil Hanse. So there's no need for him just to open up the shoulders and put himself into trouble. Just find some fairways, and his iron play and he's like 14th in strokes gained around the green this year, which nobody ever recognises. So he has like the short game, and it's just his approach play has been a little poorer this year than other years potentially.
So then after round one, how have your picks changed? Have they changed at all? Or for anyone that's looking for even just a solid bet, each way bet, well, who are you looking at?
Yeah, I'll acknowledge just like I thought Cameron Smith was awesome yesterday. He came out in the front 9, he made a double bogey, he made a bogey, and then he ended up finishing he shoots like 3 under total, and he's in T7 after round 1. He obviously got the preferred, so AM PM was, so Thursday morning, Friday evening was preferred weather time preferred tee times based on the weather. He gets to T7 after a double bogey and a bogey on the front 9. So I thought that was really impressive. The person I was looking at this morning was actually Patrick Reed, who's currently, last time I checked, I think he was like T14. He was 4 shots off the lead, and he ranked like 14th in strokes gained approach yesterday in round 1. He's an unbelievable scrambler around the greens. He has the record at Augusta National, and he was 80-1. So he's 4 shots off the lead, and he's won a major before. And he just has to gain, like, Patrick Reed's problem this year has been that he's been bad off the tee, really bad off the tee, and he's just improved so much. Not improved so much, but it's just not required here. So he has the iron play, the short game, and if the putt gets rolling, 4 shots back and 80-1, I think it's a pretty good shout.
You agree with that, Cian? No, I can see your face. You're straight away.
Okay.
Not a chance.
That's all. I'm not giving you my picks anyway. I'm not giving anything away. Keep your money in your pocket. That's what
Okay.
No, you can't really look too far past McIlroy at the moment. As you said, he's looking free. He's looking like he's enjoying it again, and he's playing some solid shots. Justin Thomas as well. He was kind of up there. He's always thereabouts. So they were the two in my book anyway at the start. So.
Yeah, no, 100%. I do think McIlroy is definitely the man to beat right now. Like, he has everything in the bag. He is swinging so freely. He just looks like there's no problem in the world with him, and so he is definitely the man to beat. I was just Patrick Reed as an outsider at 80-1 was a pretty good value, and JT, like you mentioned, like the craziest thing ever is the fact that JT has only one major win, like, and that was 5 years ago in 2017. JT is like a top 5 player in the world, top 3 player in the world, and he's one major win. He hasn't won since the 2021 Players Championship, which was 14 months ago. JT and he's striking the ball unbelievably well this year. He's like 7th in strokes gained approach. He's really, really good with his irons. Driver can be a little bit loose at times, but like he just needs to go and win. And John Rahm did that a few weeks ago. At the Mexico Open, like he just went and it was a really weak field, and he just went and won. He just went and won the Mexico Open. And fair plays to him, which is what you want from JT. You just want him to go win an event, and then maybe the floodgates open.
Yeah.
What is it? Give us your 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Oh Jesus. I think
Now that you've mentioned everybody in the field,
I was just giving my synopsis.
So those
no, I
80
will-
people will all do pretty well.
we'll pin you to one to go on. And give
No,
it
I think my 1, 2, 3 is. I genuinely do think McIlroy will get it done. I think he's over that first round woe where and people won't agree with me, but like he's over that first round woe, and his round 2 to 4 has always been a lot better. I think he actually gets it done this week, and he has everything that's required. Number 2, I don't want to say JT because I think Cameron Smith will come back strong. He's 2 or 3 shots off the lead. He's never finished in his last 6 tries at PGA Championship. He hasn't finished inside top 25, but this year he's just playing lights out golf. I think he finishes second. I want to think of an outsider as third.
You can't go. Shane Lowry.
no.
You have to stay patriotic with it, man. Come on.
All right.
Has to be.
He's currently tied for 29th at 1 over.
It doesn't matter. He's coming. He's got it
Okay,
there.
love the optimism. It's ignore Seamus Power. This goes. He's currently 1 under.
Well, if you want to go top 3, then that's my top 3. Right
Okay, so Rory, Seamus, Shane. Please. Fair play. Don't make your bets.
No, don't
Keane, you're dead right. Keep your money in your pocket if you're taking those tips.
Great stuff, guys. Thank you so much.
No problem.
It's great to have
Cheers,
you.
lads. Thanks for
Ian
coming on.
Arches and Mark Fox. Another chat I'm looking forward to. We are lucky enough to have European Tour professional Cormac Sharvin with
DP
us.
World Tour.
Well, DP World Tour, yeah, that's what it is now. And retired Dublin footballer, current podcaster as well. So a man who can empathise with the travails of sitting in front of a mic.
We don't have
Paddy
7 All Irelands though.
We have
Like,
Paddy Andrews. So
come on up,
welcome
lads.
the lads up. Cormac, I was going to start with you, and because we figured that you actually travelled from further.
You can play this game.
Yeah, well, you can play this game, but I realised actually that you live closer to here than Paddy does, so we'll probably start with Paddy. Look,
Cormac, we'll start with you, but we actually do want Paddy. We'll start with you.
But look, guys, thank you both for coming. Paddy, it's always good to get any member of a Dublin football team out of Dublin for anything competitive. And thanks for coming all the way down to my valley. How did you get on today? We were out there. We had a good old laugh.
We were flying until we were back as bollocks from carrying you now for the last 2 or 3 hours. But no, it was. I think, look, we were all in the same boat. The first 3 or 4 holes, we were thinking this is ropey enough. I apologise to anyone who my umbrella hit. It blew away on the 4th, and I think it's over in. Yeah, it's blue. Yeah. I think it's in Westport now. I think it's on the West Coast by this stage. So I was going to run after it, but I didn't have the heart for it. So it was a ropey enough start, but it was lovely. Obviously, the course was top class. We some good shots, some not so good shots, and some catastrophic shots. So a standard day out on the course.
Have you fallen into this retired footballer, professional athlete? I don't know. It's a whole of golf that this is what it is now for you going forward. Like, I'm just wedded to the game.
Yeah, have you gone down the Jim Gavin route for just playing golf all the time?
No. Jim, yeah, he needs something anyway to keep him going. But no, I enjoyed it. I started playing properly about 3 or 4 years ago. I was just coming to the end of my football career. You don't really have time when you're playing. You're kind of anytime you're not training, the last thing you're doing is going out walking around for 4 or 5 hours. So started playing 3 or 4 years ago. Member out in Nuttallstown and love it. Yeah, it's great. I'm absolutely terrible at it, but enjoy the crack and the day out with it. So plan to get out a lot more over the summer, please God. Yeah.
Does it fill that competitive void for you?
God, no.
No?
We didn't even keep score today.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, we did a card round.
That was kind of, we were really bad, so we weren't going to put a card in anyway. But no, I wouldn't be competitive with it at all. I kind of would have had a lot of that when I was playing, and golf is like a break from it. So I think it's a good way to, particularly when you're really bad at it. It's a nice way to relax. So definitely not playing it for the competitive edge. I don't miss that at all.
You don't miss the competitive sport whatsoever, no?
None whatsoever. No, definitely not. No rush back. Definitely not. No.
So there's the exclusive. Paddy Andrews is not going back to Dublin football.
They don't need me as bad as they were over the. As bad as
that's
they were,
debatable.
I think they're all right. No, I had a good run. For 13 years I played. I was saying to Dave, and you know when you're finished, like, and anyone who's kind of played sport at that level would probably be testament to that. You can't do the things you used to be able to do, and it can be frustrating, and mentally it can be quite hard. Like, But you start getting frustrated with yourself, and it starts to become a chore. And I always said this, that it's an amazing privilege to play sport at a high level, something you've played since you were a kid. And for me, it was Gaelic football with Dublin. That was a dream, and the success we had. So it was never a chore all the time you put into it, and it does kind of take over your life. But as you come to the end, it started becoming a bit of a pain.
Sure.
And that's no good for anyone. It's no good for the team. It's no good for you as well. So you kind of do know you're finished. And for me, I was happy enough to get out the door. Yeah, go and play some golf.
That's funny, I guess, for average folk who don't play sport at an elite level,
Yeah.
who would, let's say they stop playing football at whatever age, or hockey or rugby at whatever age, and they get into golf to find that competitive edge or that competitive rush. What do you get from golf if not that?
The exact opposite.
It's your way to relax.
Relaxing, yeah. No, like even today, coming out, having a good chat, a bit of crack, like say some good shots. I enjoy it. Enjoy watching it. Enjoy days out about it. So it's funny, like say, I had that part. If I was competitive with golf, it would frustrate the shit out of me, because I'm sure we're all understand that it can be a pretty frustrating game. But I'm at a level where I know I'm crap. So if I 5-putt, I don't mind.
So Cormac, as a man who plays golf at the competitive level, how have the last few weeks been for you?
To be honest, this year has been a bit of a struggle. I've kind of struggled a lot to kind of bring what I have into tournament. Just kind of struggling to free it up and things. And the most frustrating thing has been that I've been playing really nicely in practice, and I feel my game's really good, and I kind of obviously had a little bad run of form, and then I'm probably thinking about it too much, getting ahead of myself, and I've just struggled to free it up. Luckily, I have a good team around me. I have a lot of people who I can talk to, and it's something I've been trying to work through. And I feel like the past few weeks have been a big step in the right direction in trying to work through the hard times. I mean, everyone here probably understands that you're going to go through in anyone's life. I mean, as a Gaelic footballer, as a golfer, you're going to go through those hard times, and I think if you can get out the other end of it, I think it'll be really character building and should stand me in good stead in the future. But as I said, I think the last few weeks have been a big step for me, being able to just talk to people and get people's advice on it, people who've maybe been there before, who've been in the same situation, and just trying to get things back together and back to being the Cormac and not trying to be someone else, I guess.
Talk to us about, so we see a lot of golf. We would have seen Belgium last week on the TV. Not what it's like being a professional golfer, but you get home from that tournament. Like, what is the day-to-day of being a professional player? Like, what does that entail? Who do you work with? Who do you mentioned a few people you talk to. Like, how do you bounce back from, say, a week where you're not happy, but there's plenty of tournaments to come? Because I suppose it's a world alien to us, bar what we see on a 50-inch screen out there. To be honest, we only see the end product.
Yeah. Like,
you had a couple of hours in Carton today, and you were playing with Michael Bannon the other evening. Like, what's the workload like? Is it in terms of the 9 to 5, the normal job?
I don't really see it as that. I'm not someone. I'm quite a relaxed person, which I haven't been recently, and that's probably to my detriment, actually. It totally depends on the day, what the weather's doing. Whether if I get up in the morning, it's really bad, I might focus more on my putting or my pitching, or. But I generally just try. Right now, I'm just trying to get on the golf course and play, and I try not to spend too much time on the range. I'm just trying to play golf and get back to playing golf. That's how I learned to play golf. That's how I improved. I don't feel like I'm someone, if I go and put lots of reps in on a range, it doesn't really work for me. I'd rather go on a golf course and hit 5 drivers off the first and hit 3 or 4 approach shots and just play with a bit more context, because I feel like if I don't play with enough context, I can all of a sudden go from feeling like I'm hitting it really good on a range, and I get into some sort of context, and I start to maybe get a little bit anxious, or start to maybe see the trouble, whereas in a range you don't see the trouble. So I feel like for me, most of my practice, 90% of my practice should be on the golf course, in order for me to just have a bit of context and see shots and visualize shots, and I think that's huge for me.
Paddy, then put that into context coming from a team who is just expected to win and has won, and what the pressures are then from that perspective as a player within that environment.
Yeah, I suppose the further down the road we went and the more success we had, the more comfortable we were with it. Like I think the first thing, and even listening to Cormac, it's getting over that first hurdle nearly gives you confidence in yourself, because when you haven't done it, you can question, you can get in your own way in a way, and we would have been like that. I feel we would have been favourites going into games, but maybe just before Jim had taken over, where we might have been favourites, but we hadn't actually beaten any of the big teams. We'd won a couple of Leinsters, but we hadn't beaten Kerry, we hadn't won in All-Ireland. So you might tell yourself you're ready and you're really confident, but when you're in the heat of battle, you don't know until you're there. And we hadn't been through that before. So that first step, and I always said it with Dublin, the key to our success was winning in 2011, the first All-Ireland for that team, because that kind of justifies it. It kind of shows, okay, all the sacrifices I've made, we've paid the price, it works. And now there's a weight off your shoulders, you can relax. And listen to it, we were so similar, so many players, like second guessing yourself. And like that's bad in Gaelic football. I imagine it's really bad in golf, because you have that time, whereas Gaelic football it's more full on. But once we broke the duck and had success, that just kind of freed up everything, and then we could kind of play with confidence and things like that. So with Jim, we were very structured, we were pretty detailed in how we operated and things like that. But we always felt we would win. I think that kind of showed out in the pitch. And that's the more success we had, the more confident we became, and that impacts your opponents as well. That there's doubts in their mind, whereas we knew just total clarity. If we do these things, we'll be all right here. So that success just bred more and more confidence, and that was a massive thing for us. Yeah.
So Cormac, if we like you take that part and you go and maybe where you were in 2011.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you beat Kerry and got over the hurdle, and Cormac, what if you take their 2011 has been Seamus Powers 2021 in that regard? Like, does that make it seem closer to you or nearly further away?
No, I personally, I feel like I'm really close to playing the best golf of my life. It's just a case of being able to express myself on the golf course, and it's something that I said I've struggled to do, but it's not like I haven't done it before. I mean, I had a chance to win the Irish Open in Lahinch in the final round in 2019, which is 3 years ago. I'm obviously more experienced now. Obviously, as Paddy said, like there's obviously doubts come into your mind and things like this, but I ultimately know that I have the game to be a successful professional golfer. And it's just a case of, as I said, just being able to free it up a bit more and being a bit more relaxed. Just being able to bring what I have into tournament play, which I know I have in the past. And I just think it's a case of just me getting over that little hurdle. And I feel like once I get over that little hurdle, I'll be off. And as I said, I feel like recently when you're working through these things, it's not easy. But I feel like it's character building as well. I think everyone needs to go through periods of like this in their life, and I think that when you get through this, it'll stand you in good stead. When you do get into a Sunday with a chance to win, you go, listen, I've seen the other side. Like I'm here now. I understand what hard work it takes to get to here. So, hopefully that can hold me in good stead whenever that chance comes around.
I think the question on everyone's mind is probably, do you think you would have had 50 points in My Valley in the Bogeyman Classic today if we were in a team, and would we have taken home the fabulous prizes that were on offer today, I think is the main question.
Say
Maybe, I don't know.
Say no.
Probably.
Say no.
I'm saving it for next week when it's more important.
Just
Are you saying this isn't what the world ranking points on offer today are huge?
it's only a couple. iPhones. It's only a couple of million over there, Cormac. It's all right.
I can only win like a bottle of whiskey, and that's not going to do me any good for
Well,
next week.
look, it might be good on a Sunday evening if things don't go great. So look, it might soothe the soul. Soothe the soul.
So what are the next few weeks looking like for you in terms of the events? Irish Open's obviously coming up back in Mount Juliet. You were low Irishman after round 3 there last year. talk us through the next few weeks first of all.
Yeah, so I'm playing Dutch Open next week at Bernardus Golf, which is a great golf course for about an hour from Amsterdam. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I feel like it's a course that kind of suits my game. I played there last year and really enjoyed the course. Practice facilities are brilliant. And then I'm playing the Porsche European Open, which is around Green Eagle the week after, which is just an absolute brute of a golf course, just really long, and which again, I know if I can play well, I can do well there. And then I'm playing this Swedish mix tournament, which is in Halmstad, which I think you said you're going to be there. Really, really nice golf course, kind of more old style golf course. I think that's a good thing. A good thing about golf is like I'm probably going to play the next 3 weeks, and all 3 courses are super different challenges. There's obviously certain things might suit certain parts of your game. But yeah, that's kind of my next 3 weeks, and then I think it's US Open the week after. So unless I do something crazy in these next few events, there is a qualifying series. But if I probably need maybe a top 3 finish, which is always possible in the next couple of events. So that'll probably be a week off for me, and I think it kind of runs into Germany, Munich Open, and then Irish Open, obviously, which will be nice to go back to Mount Juliet. I felt like I played quite nicely there last year and kind of had a bad finish on Sunday, but I feel like it's a course that I could again compete on.
Yeah, well, you lit it up on the Saturday for sure. Anyway, you were one of the lower rounds. Yeah, Saturday.
I think I had a good Friday. I think I shot 5 under on Friday.
Oh yeah, Friday.
Yeah, I had a nice score on Friday, and maybe 3 under on Saturday. Yeah.
Just the 5 and 3, just
Yeah.
around. Relatable.
Yeah, definitely very relatable.
Not
yeah,
relatable
yeah.
in any way at all. Paddy, what's you've got a big old road show coming as well, so we'll
Can't be
cross
promoting them.
We'll
Oh,
cross
sorry.
promote different sports.
You
So
scratch my back.
So now, yeah, exactly. So you're now on the podcast trail.
Yeah.
So you're off on a road car.
We're on the road,
Road
yes.
show,
So
yeah.
we're down to Castle Bar in Thursday week, down there. So it's our second year of the podcast, and it's gone pretty well, which has been great with Off the Ball. So we're going to do a series of road shows. The championships obviously kicking into gear. The provincial finals are all next weekend. So Ulster, Munster, Leinster and Connacht finals are on the Saturday and Sunday. So it's peak season. So if we can't sell tickets at this point, there's no hope for us. But we're in Castlebar, we'll be in Killarney, and then we'll be a couple of shows in Dublin as well, coming up to the All-Ireland final, which we'll see who's in that. But it should be a good summer of football, all right.
Very good. I think we might leave it there, but we have one last question for each of you, given the weekend that it is. And after listening to Mark list off half of the field.
I can't pick. There's too many.
There's too many. I know. Well, like out of the 80 that Mark listed off there, anyone that you like?
Rory's winning.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Rory. Solid. Yeah.
I don't think Rory will win, though. But it's Justin Thomas, I'll say.
There you go.
Cormac?
I think Rory gets it done.
Really?
I just know from what I've heard, he's in a great headspace from the work he's been doing with Bob Bertella, and I think he'll be hard to beat. Obviously, I think the weather's probably going to play a huge part in how he does this afternoon, but yeah, I think he'll be hard to beat. I mean, obviously, people are saying he's such a bad first round player, but now he's shot a good first round, but he's still, obviously, I think today is a big hurdle for him as well, and I think if he can get over it today, I think he'll be the one to beat. He just looks like he's playing with so much confidence, driver everywhere, just taking on the golf course the way I guess he did in the past, and I think he'll be the one to beat.
We could all very easily get carried away with the Rory McIlroy chat. Who would you back on, Dave?
He's hard, he's tough to back, isn't he? Like, he is.
Been burned too many
we were
times.
talking,
That's
like
it.
Stephen Cormack were talking, like we're saying,
Scar
like
tissue.
yeah, JT is tough to back, like at the odds that they are. It's not necessarily because of who they are.
I'm not allowed to bet.
You're not allowed to bet. So, I think actually Shane. To be honest, if there's an Irish winner, it's Shane.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of no hope.
No.
Yeah. I think it's Shane. So we'll go with that. Yeah. Well, he's 200. He was cruising along nicely in a place that he thrives in places that are windy and long and hard. So
It's not one over.
yeah, well, like Rory may come back to him, but that's where we go.
All right, lads. I think that's it for
us.
today's show. Thank you all for coming today. Thank you for enjoying the round of golf. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us in the show. And we'll see you all soon.
On the tee, Jack Nicklaus.
This is the minute that millions around the world have waited for.
We will allow you to enjoy all of this. They are dancing in the pubs of Dublin. Harrington with an ace.
And we have a shining star at sunset. Rory continues his run to greatness.
The return to glory